Welcome to BumbleKast Live. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Kraus.
Hey, we're here. We're live. It's all the live time, Ian. Very live. Super live.
All the times. They are live.
So live, I don't even know how to deal with it. How do I process this live thing? I don't know how this works.
Something this live, you need rubber gloves.
Gross.
You also need people like Jennifer R. and Professor Rye managing the questions. You need folks like Kazzy doing the social media thing. You need folks to ask one question at a time and wait for it to be answered before asking the next. And you need folks submitting those wonderful, delicious, decadent super chats that we will try to get through all in one go. And if not, we'll roll them over to the next recording session.
Alrighty, well, I guess that's really about it. Like, nothing.
I think that's the smoothest segue I've done in like 12 months. Goodness.
That's the smoothest segue you've done in 12 years. We've only done this show for 10. I kid. Yeah, all right. Let's start off with some questions. We're going to start off with this one from Hero Squad. Getting off with a doozy.
Uh-oh.
From Hero Squad. Would Back to the Future play out the same if the time machine was a Cybertruck instead of a DeLorean?
No, burst into flame immediately.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right, because, I mean, the DeLorean was objectively a bad car. Subjectively, it's the best car in the universe, but objectively, it's not a great car. But it did not have a propensity for exploding. No. So, yeah.
You add that flux capacitor and you get up to 52 miles per hour and you're going to see some serious caca.
Yeah, true. Some nice flames. But not in the...
Yeah, but they don't trail behind the car.
No. But not in the time traveling sense, but in the traveling, flaming ball of flame sense. A flaming ball of flame, yes.
Marty's cruising around the parking lot. Boom! End of movie.
Yes. It also would not have sounded nearly as cool because I'm sorry, electric cars just do not sound cool. They just don't. They just don't.
Like at best, they're the ambient background noise of the Enterprise out of Star Trek. But
yeah, I mean, I'll make an exception for like electric dragsters because those sound pretty cool once they actually go. Like that those electric engines are no joke in those things, but like on a regular street electric vehicle, nah.
Yeah, there's one in my parking deck that as it comes around, it's like, is there a very apprehensive ghost coming by? Yeah. I mean, it's the future. It's more economic and ecologically friendly. I'm not trying to diss electric vehicles, but they do miss that certain je ne sais quoi of the horrible, polluting, roaring.
Yeah. There's something missing. Yeah. It's like the Jetsons car, except the Jetsons car sounded cooler.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right. Katera Station has a question. Let's dive more into the Splash Woman protagonist adventures. In this timeline, the Splash Woman Archie comics had a Worlds Collide arc with a Spike Blue hero, Shovel Knight. How does it go? Wait, Shovel Knight's spiky? I guess a little.
Horns on his helmet.
I guess horns. Yeah, okay.
I would describe that as more pointy than spiky, but semantics.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, an excuse for her to wield the shovel and him to wield her trident would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
The music in this crossover, somehow there's music in this printed comic. It's amazing.
In this comic book crossover, yeah.
Yeah, there's a complimentary track that comes with every one. And Gosh, I guess you would have the Dark Queen and Wily team up to make various Robot Master Knight combos, and that sounds really cool.
Yeah, some Enchantress
Yeah,
stuff.
sorry. It's been a while.
No, I know, it's fine. It's
Uh,
means the same
you know,
thing.
Guts Knight, why not?
Yes.
King Man,
King
just so that
Man.
he can meet actual king, and there's confusion, but it's hilarious.
Okay, yeah.
No, that would be a lot of fun. Have to address how she moves around on land or he underwater. Well, we know how he moves underwater, very slowly.
Yes.
And you know what? Maybe that's just it. He's struggling with the water traps that Wiley set up. She's struggling on land that Enchantress banished her to. So they are a perpetual duo. He carries her across land. She carries him through the water. They synergize within the first act. And then it's just a bunch of tridents and shovels and huzzas, and it's grand.
Yes. Perfect. Here's a question from Comic the Hedgehog. Which would surprise you more, a walrus showing up at your door or a fairy showing up at your door?
A walrus.
Yeah.
They don't really typically come this far south, north.
Walruses don't normally travel far away from water. You're not that far from water, but you're pretty far from water.
I don't think Lake Ontario is known for its walleye population.
You don't know. You don't know. That's a big lake. You don't know what's in there.
If they were to come to the door, I know what I'm getting into. I will invite them in. I want magical powers. I don't care what the consequences are. I got stuff I need to do.
Oh, you're going to have some serious consequences, though. What if the consequences prevent you from getting your work done?
Well, speaking of consequences, we got the cats a new cat tree, and I just watched it nearly topple over. I might have to secure that soon.
Uh-oh. Strap that down.
I thought that was secure. Goodness. But yes, anyway, fairy, magic powers, consequences, don't care. Give me the bippity boppity boo.
Okay. All right. If you say so. If you say so. Ethan T has a question. What reason do you believe the Western All Ages Cartoons 2000 edgy phase largely died post-2013? Lighthearted bean-mouth cartoons are bashed by many due to the darker is better beliefs.
Part of it is the demographic aged out and the market changed. So, popularity of certain media shifts over time. I'm sure we'll see something like the edgy cartoons come back in their own time as fans of that style gain prominence and authority within the industry. Number two, from my understanding, a lot of them didn't move a lot of retail. They just weren't very toyetic in some senses, and cartoons, sadly, are vehicles for merchandise.
Yep.
They kind of live and die by those sales. So if you don't have the action figures and the t-shirts and the school supplies and the blah, 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 blah go off the shelf, it's seen as a failure and they don't want to invest the time and money in such a production. And these serialized stories with their heavier blacks, which are more intensive art-wise, or they were at the time. I don't know if it still would apply to a more digital animation style, but the point is, those were higher in terms of production time and needs. And that's the profit margins on animation in any form is already razor thin. So I'm sure there are more learned and experienced folks out there with a stronger opinion on it, but I think it's a kind of a culmination of that. Just time moves on and they, for whatever reason, weren't profitable enough to justify further exploring it.
All right. Question from Santiago C. Hi, Ian. We all know your opinion on rabbits, but let's hear about another mascot characters, Surfbots and Pippo Monkeys from Ape Escape. How about a short story involving the three hordes? Oh no. But hey, you know.
Why not just like queue up some StarCraft match where everybody's got a different colored Zerg and just watch that?
Is that what it would just be? Pretty much, yeah.
The Surfbot, I'm not as familiar with the Legends series. Like, if I ever had to do a project with that, I'd have to seriously sit down and do my research.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, they're relatively innocuous. They're actually cute. Their antics are entertaining. They aren't obnoxious to listen to.
Yeah.
They are capable when they need to be, and they're goofy fodder when they need to be, and that's fine. Also, they're way more appealing visually. Like little Lego babbies? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easily far more entertaining.
Yeah, they're cute and cool. They're fine.
The other one, what were they called?
The Pippo monkeys?
Pippo monkeys. Okay.
Pippo monkeys? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that, honestly. It's P-I-P-O.
My understanding of Ape Escape is the tie-in with Metal Gear 3.
I mean,
excuse me, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Close
So
enough.
my understanding of Ape Escape is like next to nothing. They, from what I do know, they are a little shrill.
Yes.
The klaxons on the head are a tiny bit jarring, and wacky monkey antics can only get you so far. There's like a very fine line of hee hee monkey and shut up. So, but I would not put them nearly in the same wheelhouse or carpet bombing range as the Rabbids.
No.
They seem to have their fans, so yeah, sure, it's fine. I mean,
I don't think the Rabbids have their fans too.
Everyone can make mistakes. It's just we need to be there to forgive and help them grow to be better people.
Okay. No wonder sometimes people.
I'm joking. I am not taking shots at folks here. I'm joking.
No wonder people think you're so pretentious.
I am, but not in that regard. Most of it's an act. I don't think the Ape Escape monkeys are really that confrontational either. Like, they've escaped. They're hiding, aren't they? The
think
point
so.
of the game is to capture them.
Yeah.
So a three-way battle would be them running away from the front lines. And the Surfbots would be charging blindly into battle, probably to their own detriment. And the Rabbids' counteroffensive would be completely ineffective, but they're nigh invulnerable anyway, so they wouldn't necessarily get hurt, and I guess they would win by default, technically? Because the apes have run off. All the Surfbots are going to be destroyed by time and inevitability. So, Rabbids win.
I guess so. All right. Let's switch over to some super chats, shall we?
Let's.
The dog-loving gamer asks, Ian, when is the Ken diss track coming out?
I'd like to think I'm better than that. He has his priorities. I have mine. I've moved on.
What did Ken from the Barbie movie do to you? Like, what the heck's up with that?
If it was only him, that would be enough.
Shaolin Sonic fan asks, when it comes to writing the plot for a story/arc, do you find it easier to figure out the end goal and work your way backwards, or have the general idea of where you want it to go and work it out along the way?
It really depends project to project. Like, sometimes I know exactly how it's going to wrap up, and it's like, great, that's going to be a fantastic finale. Why? Where did we start? How did we get here? Okay, we'll work backwards. Other times it's like, okay, I know a scene or two. I know a direction I want to go. I know the type of story I want to tell. So if that's the context, how did we even begin and how does that resolve itself? And sometimes there's the prompt at the very beginning. It's like, okay, this is a cool starting idea. This is a great opening hook. What happened? And you work your way from there. So it's never one singular direction for me.
All right. Frozen Apple Juice asks, Unlike Valve, we'll do a third one. What if the Robot Masters from Mega Man 3 had hair? What style and colors would they be? Okay, Mega
Hold
Man
on, I gotta
3.
look
You got
who
Gemini
am.
Man, you got Needle Man. Let's see.
Needle Man, I'm thinking very specific needle-like mohawk.
Let's see who else is in Mega Man 3.
Shadow Man.
Oh, Shadow Man.
I imagine a very tightly pulled back ponytail. Not super long. Hard Man, crew cut.
Shaped exactly like his helmet.
Yeah. Magnet Man, it's hard to say because it's like the same consistency as that iron filament stuff. So depending on which way he's facing, it always shifts towards magnetic north.
Okay, yes.
Sparkman, Page Boy bowl cut. Very, very closely trimmed to the face. Like it's a second helmet. Gemini Man, two-toned, very prominent bangs just blown backwards. All stylized, multicolored, very chic.
Mm-hmm.
Top Man afro.
Okay.
Snake Man. It's another very tightly pulled back and very long ponytail, but this is like super greasy and you don't want to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And Crash Man, it's not really so much a haircut as there is hair on his head in places.
Just like Crash Man?
I did it. See, no, wait.
Crash Man's Mega Man 2.
Yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
being lied to. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, what are you doing, Google?
What's Crash Man doing there?
I don't know.
Crash Man is not in Mega Man 3. Snake Man
It's also
has...
giving me the Ruby Spears version of Dr. Wily. So you know what? We're gonna cut it. We'll call it quits there.
Snake Man has Medusa hair. There you go.
I would also accept that.
Yes. Who are we missing? God, there's one missing.
I thought we did 8.
Well, if you did Crash Man instead, Spark Man.
No, that was the horrible Page Boy bowl cut helmet hair.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. You missed somebody.
No, that's 8. That's all 8.
Did you do all 8 and then have Crash Man in there for some reason?
A bonus 9th one, because why not?
Okay, we had Crash Man last time we did this, but okay.
Well, this is the better revised answer.
Okay, sure.
Bonus.
Okay. Cameron D has a question. It's a dark, cold, rainy morning. You're both sleeping in, perfectly content when you hear it, accompanied by the crack of thunder and lightning. I'm gonna burger someone's wife. What do you do?
Go back to sleep. A day like this, I am not bothered with this. Absolutely not. I mean, they come within striking range. I might kick them from the bed. You know, just like some kind of hermit crab. But no. Dark, rainy days are meant to be slept in.
You said that one time, and it's now become this running gag.
Of all the things I have ever said, why that?
I don't know, because it was funny. And it's stuck with people. It's memorable. The Hamburglers changed strategies, apparently. Oh boy. Well,
I was gonna find out that nothing can stop the grimace.
All right, Sonic has a question. Time Man is malfunctioning. His time slow is not only indefinite, but expanding. Can Time Man be fixed, or does he live fast in a slow world?
That would drive him absolutely crazy. Oh, how much fun that would be. He's trying to explain what the malfunction is, and everyone just looks so dense because they're not getting it. But in their perspective,
He's going way too fast, yeah. Slow
I guess he would
down.
he's no patience for anyone in real time, let alone accelerated time.
Yeah.
I guess he would eventually get so fed up he would look up how to fix himself and just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then resolve the issue and come back and go, there, I fixed it. What are you talking about? You've now been malfunctioning all day. Well, yeah, all day. What do you mean day? It's been years. No, you've just been babbling in the corner for like 8 hours straight. No. I've seen sunrises and moonfalls. I'm gonna go Google relativity
and get the wrong answer.
Yeah, exactly. No. We're living. If we're talking about the Mega Man universe, they have technology that works.
Well, not always.
Well, okay. Gaggle doesn't work when Dr. Wily takes over and modifies the search engine, but Mega Man will shoot it and make it better.
Okay. Takes on Gaggle Man. Even in the future, nothing works.
It's got to be Gaggle Man because we can't call it Search Man. That's somebody else entirely.
Twilord asks, you've been sent back in time to prevent this future. How useless is that plan when your smartphones aren't supported by the networks and you're broke?
Never mind that. How am I can convince anybody of that? Some fat, hairy man walking down the street in strange clothes going, no, you don't understand. Things are going to change.
They're going to get worse.
Regenerated K-pop stars are going to be fighting demons. All right, into the padded cell.
No,
it's going to come true.
I
we want to happen. We want that to stay on the timeline, but you have to understand.
I was going to say, I think people want that to happen. I think people want the K-pop demon hunters.
Trying to illustrate how far we've advanced, but also need to warn them on how far we're going to regress. And if anyone does believe me, I'm going to get grassy and old.
Oh, yeah.
You don't understand. This is how the presidential system is going to work over the next 50 years. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Stare into the light, sir. Why is this room covered in plastic?
Oh, boy. Okay, well, let's switch over to some standard questions for a while. This one's from Explosive Heads. Hi there, guys. How are you? Rayman's anniversary is close. Well, I know you aren't that familiar with the series. What is the aspect you like the most of it? PD, do you know Tonic Trouble?
Oh, I feel like I should.
Tonic Trouble.
Dadgummit, that's like ringing a bell deep in the halls of my mind.
It's a game from Ubisoft. It's in 1999. It was the game to test the engine for Rayman 2, apparently. Interesting.
Oh, okay. The thing I like best about Rayman is how unabashedly weird it is.
Yes.
The level of whimsy in almost regardless of title is just refreshing. Like anything can happen there, and you're like, yep, that's Rayman. And it doesn't feel contrived, it doesn't feel lazy. It's just there is a level of creativity there that I just don't possess. I cannot think in that way, and I think that's why I enjoy it. It's just something very refreshing and different to me.
Yeah, the more recent 2D games have really elevated Rayman, I think. Those are fantastic games. The original Rayman and Rayman 2 and Rayman 3 are also awesome, but those Rayman Origins and the other one that I can't remember the name of. Is it Legends?
Yeah.
I think it's Legends. Yeah, those are really good too. Those are definitely way better than you would think they would have any right to be. So, good stuff. Next one is from Pedanticat. In Archie Mega Man, you never had Willy beg for forgiveness like in the games. Did you plan on avoiding that entirely, or were you waiting for a moment to do that? I don't know who Willy is.
It's his distant cousin,
Oh.
Bart Willie.
Oh, okay.
Rooms with Ernie Light. Anyway.
I'm 99% sure Pedanticat meant Wiley, but he said Willy, so Big Willie style, you know how it goes.
Did I really not have him do
the beg for his life
traditional
thing?
Beg for mercy?
I thought you did. I thought that was like I
could have sworn that was in at least the Mega Man 2 arc.
Not in the Mega Man 2 one even? That's like his thing.
I'd have to go back and I'd have to look again, but
apparently never did. Huh.
Well, the one point where it would absolutely have to happen is
Mega Man 7.
Yeah. Because I knew exactly how I wanted that scene to play out.
Yeah, when Rock threatens his life, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be bound there because that sets up the entire gravitas of the scene.
Right.
But that's a long time to not do it. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, if I ever get the chance, I'll just have to make sure it happens before then.
Well, then, you guys better buy that Archie Mega Man Collection re-release. It's been announced, right? We're doing this live.
No, I'm sure glad we're not live.
I'm sure glad we're not doing this live.
It was announced.
It's like, I'm sure that's announced, right? Oh, crap.
If you listen real close, you can hear the color drain from Kyle's face.
I really had like a freak out moment there for a second, like, oh no. Did I just release did I just reveal something that we shouldn't have yet? I'm like, wait, we did go, that announcement did happen, right? Yes, okay, it did. Yes, it did.
And for those of you who haven't heard yet, Udon Entertainment is releasing a collection of the Archie Mega Man run in 4 volumes. It's not going to have any of the crossover stuff, but it is going to have original short stories written by me, drawn by some of the veterans from that series. So if you had missed out on the old collections because they're incomplete, this is a good way to pick them up. And if you want a little bit of new Archie Mega Man stuff, style stories, you're going to get that too. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping that if it does well enough, we'll get some more. Please.
I've made it very clear. I am ready and willing to go straight to trade, whatever.
Please.
But
please. Yes. I should have remembered because it talked about this in the Discord server. It's like, it's out there. People know about it. It's kind of silly that I had this moment of like, oh crap. Did I reveal too much? My loose lips have sunk even more ships.
There's our thumbnail / title for the episode. Kyle spills the beans.
Beans. I don't want to spill them unless it's into my mouth, but whatever. I like beans. Speaking of Willie, here's one from William C. If you adapted Paw Patrol into comic book for IDW, will it feature a crossover with Chinese tokusatsu shows such as Armor Hero for Chinese New Year special issues? What? I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Oddly specific.
Very specific.
Maybe if they did that adaptation and that particular crossover was requested, sure, I'd give a shot.
All
I have
right.
to do my research, but I'd give it a shot.
Is Paw Patrol a thing IDW is doing?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so. It might. I don't know.
Actually, who owns Paw Patrol? Is that a Disney thing? I don't think so.
I don't know. I know nothing about Paw Patrol except there's a cop dog in it.
Yeah, it's
Or
got some legs
a
on
dog cop. It's
it.
Paramount. It's Paramount.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Paramount owns Ninja Turtles, and they've got to deal with that, so it's not impossible, I guess.
Sorry, I'm laughing in the chat because Mel in the chat has drawn a very appropriate image of me sweating. Oh, crap. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel. Trenton R asks, Dear Pumpkin, which time period do you enjoy riding the most? Sci-fi future, modern day, fantasy time, old-timey, or some mix?
If I had to just zero in on one, I'd say fantasy. I like the freedom of it.
Well, you're writing science fantasy right now. Is that
right?
That's your baby project.
Yeah. My series Drogoon, which if you're listening to this live, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff on Monday, especially for the patrons. So look forward to that. But Drogoon is science fantasy because I like my, fantasy, but if you go too close to sci-fi, folks call it sci-fi, or you run the risk of kind of mixing what you're trying to do with it. If you just make it science fantasy, it's got sci-fi elements, but who cares if it could be actually done? There's no actual theoretical science here. It gives you that little bit of grounding and some of the fun stuff like lasers and the fantasy element too. So that's my preferred. But if I had to cordon off, sci-fi, which is its own discipline, and fantasy and modern day and whatever, I would gravitate towards fantasy myself.
Mm-hmm. All right, Shaolin Sonic fan has a question. Your life has become a slice of life anime. The only thing is your cats are the protagonist. How do you think their lives would be showcased, and what do you think your character would be like?
It would be entertaining, that's for sure. I don't know that it might actually work because they definitely have enough personality to go around. And it would just be the slice of life stories of them going about their day. Them having time to themselves, them chewing on each other at ungodly hours, finding things to play with, finding things on the floor to eat that they shouldn't. Molly in particular deciding that while I play Death Stranding 2, that I need to be thoroughly groomed until I feel a bald patch forming on my head and my scalp smells like cat breath.
Yeah.
And I imagine I would be this kind of monolithic quasi-present thing. Not really a character, just here's the set of legs walking through the frame, or here's the hand that reaches in to give scritches, or here's the hand to recoil from the claws. Attack the toy, not the hand. But kind of take the Peanuts comic strip approach with the adults. They are a presence in the world, but not actively seen. Let the focus be on the kiddies.
Good. As it should be. All right. This one is from somebody. I'm not sure. It actually, the name is missing.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that. If you recognize this as your question, shout me out in the chat. It says, 1, the mangaka, famously known as a simple doodle and creator of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, has 2 more secret manga, Versus and Bug Ego. 3 manga going at once? What a workaholic. Could you imagine working on 3 stories at once? You can. You can, Ian.
Why limit myself to 3?
I was gonna say, I know you were at least doing 4 books at one point. You are probably doing more now, technically.
Actually, let me pull up my to-do list right now and see.
Okay, this one was from Dog
just
with
how
Sunglasses.
many irons I have in the fire.
This one was from Dog with Sunglasses. Thank you for the question, Dog with Sunglasses.
Let's see. 1 game, 1 comic, 2 game, 2 comic, 3 game, consultation, 4 games.
The difference is you're not also doing the art for these.
No. But those games and comics plus multiple Dragoon and additional personal projects.
Yeah.
Something else I probably shouldn't even hint at. Oh, and that other original project collaborating on, we're looking for a possible publisher. What are we up to? A dozen?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
You were doing... I know you were doing 4 Archie books at one point. You had 3 Sonic books and Mega Man.
Yep.
Which was a bit crazy, from what I remember.
But it was fun.
But yeah. Yeah, and that was... Unfortunately, that only lasted a year for one of them, but not even a year, actually. But yeah, you were going a little crazy there for a little bit on those projects, but now it seems like you have more. They're just not all revealed, or
and
they're not getting regular releases necessarily in all cases. Like they don't come out every month. So,
and the work is staggered, but it's also kind of feast or famine. So right now, a lot of them are in some degree of waiting for approvals, and I bet you a shiny nickel they all get approved about the same time, and I'm told, oh, we got to make up for lost time. Go.
Yep.
So, and I'm so frustrated with my own lack of personal production that I have thought about picking up the pencil again just to draw it, just to get it done.
Yeah.
To do the One Punch Man thing where it's like, okay, here's the crappy doodle version. And then some actual good artist comes along and says, hey, let me improve that. Yes, please. But there's only so much blood you can squeeze from this turnip.
Yeah. All right, Knuckles Omega. I'm going to switch over to Superchats. Knuckles Omega starts us off block. A new Digimon anime beat break introduced new Digimon Gekomon, Prestimon, Kirapmon. Google one of them. What do you think of the designs?
I will Google Gekomon because I like that name.
Gekomon.
Really? All this time they haven't done a gecko?
Maybe they haven't. They just haven't called it Gekomon. Let's see.
I regret Googling that.
I just looked that up.
Oh no.
What in the world? I mean, okay. So it's clearly got a theme.
Yeah.
It clearly has a personality.
There's apparently a Tano-sama Gekomon that's completely different. Looks kind of like reminds me of the dual over-the-shoulder cannon demon from Doom.
Do geckos have webbed feet like that?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks more froggy to me than gecko.
I guess the gecko. Do geckos have web feet? No, that is more froggy. Yeah. That's weird.
Well, they also don't have tongues or teeth or eyes like that, so...
No, yeah, that's definitely more froggy. What the heck is up with that?
Well, I don't find it personally appealing, but I can't deny that it is very clear in what it's trying to communicate.
Okay.
And what it's trying to communicate is, ah!
There's 2 different ones. There's one called
Excuse me.
Beat Break Gekomon. Hello,
Hey.
Rye.
Hey, it's Rye. Yeah.
What's going on? It's Rye. Rye is breaking in.
He's not behind me. He's not in front of me. Where
is Rye?
The call is coming from inside the house. Where is the Rye?
I realized I can do this. You need to look up the one with 2 Ks.
I did.
Oh.
But the first one that comes up is the one with 1K. But the one with 2,
like maybe you only found the 1K.
Why do you sound like this?
Okay,
so there's apparently the
cool
beat break,
chill.
the beat break version with. Okay, there's a beat break version. I looked up,
you want the ugly one, not the fun ugly one.
Uh huh.
Okay, so I looked up Gekomon 2Ks, and yeah, it's not as jarring on first glance.
Yeah,
but I think I like the other one better.
Which one? The one with 1K?
The single K. Yeah,
yeah, me too.
2K Gekomon definitely looks more of what I would think of when it comes to a Digimon.
Yes, it's also doing the blep.
Yeah, and that's fun. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with the design, but
yeah,
it doesn't quite have the same oompa.
Oh, the frog
as single K Gekomon.
The frog one is better. The frog one.
It's more impactful at the very least.
Yes, yes. Thank you for setting us on.
I do like the little glove boots though. Those are fun.
Yeah. Thank you for setting us on the right path, Rye.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Good, good.
Toodles.
Bye. Professor Rye, everybody. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. All right. Damnable's BP Para asks, you are the last rabbit. You're given the chance to publish Drogoon with 2 O's. However, many people have sent bounty hunters after you, but you have hired Star Fox to escort you to the next 2 galaxies away. What happens? Cameos galore? Why are you the last rabbit in this scenario?
Because that fae that came to the door earlier granted me my wish.
That there would be no more.
I don't want there to be any more rabbits. And they go, okay. There's only going to be one now, and it's you. It's like, oh, Kyle warned me about this.
I told you that fairy is Calypso from Twisted Metal.
And because I have been rabbitized, I can't produce anything straightforward, so Drogoon has to become Drogoon.
Drogoonin over here.
And the thing is, knowing what I know about the rabbits now, those bounty hunters aren't going to accomplish their goal. I cannot be destroyed. And if I'm going to exist for all eternity, by God, I'll at least put something of my own out there. So, yeah. Star Fox, let's go cruising. And I will self-publish Drogoon in the Lilac system or wherever we wind up. Just pump me through one of those black holes. I'll wind up somewhere going,
yes. Bounty hunters are after you, which I'm assuming is Samus. The last rabbit is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Oh boy. Andrew B has a scenario. Harley Quinn Bane enters the 13th Gundam fight. With his own Gundam or just as himself? I don't know what the 13th Gundam fight is, but I assume it's just a Gundam fight. It's like, 2 robots or multiple robots fighting each other.
Hold on, let me look it up quick. I'm pretty sure it's a G Gundam thing.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Okay. I know Ryan knows about this. He could probably break back in here if he really wanted to and educate us, but here he is.
Door kicked in. Here I am.
Hey,
we mentioned
Ian is correct. The G Gundam, I believe, was the 12th Gundam fight.
Okay, well, this is the 13th Gundam fight then, I guess, because
so is that when Devil Gundam launches?
12 was Devil Gundam. Yeah, that's
Okay,
all the events.
Okay, so 13th Gundam fight would be post Devil Gundam.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a normal, boring Gundam fight.
Well, it's not going to be boring because it's Bane. Representing Santa Pista, I don't need the flimsy robot when you have guns like these. You already used that joke, Bane. Oh, really? Allow me to open my little book here. I do not have any other jokes prepared for this scenario. It's fine. Just punch the robot. Don't mind if I do. Goodness, they're sturdy.
Like, good thing you're not allowed to kill in the Gundam fight.
Apparently.
Until you are.
till first blood is drawn, and then it's just a free for all from there, huh?
He gets into the cockpit of a Gundam thing, and the whole like rubber suit ring comes down, but it's just his costume again when it finishes.
Oh, he can't fit through it. He's too big.
What in the world? No one could fit an entire horse.
So was Gundam's just standing there. Oh, G Gundam.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Library of Congress, baby.
Wow.
I helped.
Thank you.
Okay, until next time.
All right.
See you in 2 minutes.
No Origin asks, when it comes to world building in any story, do the characters make the world or the world make the characters?
Practically speaking, it's the characters that make the world. They are the vehicle to carry the reader through that world, and it's their experiences that you connect to and make the world real. When crafting it, though, I feel like it's both influence each other. Like you may have come up with a really cool setting first, and you go, okay, how do the characters exist in this scenario? Or if you come up with the characters and you set them on their journey, you have to ask, okay, how does the environment that they travel through impede or help or shape them as well? So it's worth considering both, but like in the functional sense, it is the characters that have the most influence.
Mm-hmm. All right, OzJam has a question. Good evening, Bumblemen. Hope y'all not suffering from seasonal allergies. Question, what do you think of the body swap / gender swap trope in media?
Thank you for the concern. I've been suffering more from the wildfire smoke in the region, but thankfully that seems to have diminished.
That makes sense. Now, my seasonal allergies are usually more spring or even winter. Sometimes it depends. I'm okay now, luckily, but yeah, I'm okay.
I mean, my allergies are really inconsistent too. Any season, any year, flip a coin, who knows?
Mine are largely too, but it seems like the most are an issue in springtime more than anything, if that, but yeah. Anyway.
As for body swapping, gender swapping, it can be fun. And if you have the time to devote yourself to it, you can actually do an interesting exploration of the two characters as they try to navigate the lives and scenarios of each other, whether it's meant for comedy's sake or action's sake. You can really do something interesting with it and fun, or you can just be lazy with it and phone it in, and that's entertaining in its own right. But if I had the opportunity, I would prefer to do a little bit more with it. I say that, and the one time we did it in the Sonic X comic, that one was just pure stupid silly, but that was the point. The Sonic X comic was not meant to be deep or introspective. It was meant to be silly. So I give myself a pass for that one. Thank you. You're quite welcome. The gender swap one is usually just for a certain degree of entertainment. I don't feel like I have ever experienced it done in a way that is introspective of the characters or what that kind of change would mean for them. And again, it can be something stupid and silly and fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But it would be interesting to see a story that actually investigates what would it mean for these characters to have such a change, and what would it do to them, and what would they learn from it. Not just about themselves as individuals or what their counterpart experiences day to day, but what does it mean for them on a larger scale. And note, there was an example. It was kind of played for laughs in some places, but it did have significant influence on the characters in their actions. Your Name. Absolutely phenomenal animated movie. You will cry. I do every time I watch it. Watch that. Have a tissue handy. Have a box handy. But very, very good. And it isn't like the entire point of the movie, but it is kind of the starting point.
There's a webcomic called Misfile from ages ago now. It's still ongoing with a new story, like a volume 2 with different characters. But the whole concept was that it was a gender swap story where the gender swap happened before the story even started. So the story starts after the gender swap happens. And it kind of actually explores like it goes into what you're talking about more of, like the introspective, like how the character reacts with it. The world around them, pretty much everyone except for 3 characters, including the character themselves, is not aware that they have swapped genders. As far as the rest of the world is concerned, they've always been female. So it's kind of interesting in that respect, the way it kind of plays with things. But it's a bit more... it has a bit more respect for the gender swap thing, rather than making it out to be a comedy thing. It's more of a... Here's the conflict, and here's the reason for the conflict, and blah blah blah, etc., etc. It's more of an actual story rather than just something that just happens to 2 existing characters or 1 existing character just for laughs. So it's kind of interesting. It's pretty neat. All right, we got this one here. This is a very kind and rather large donation from the Might of Gebra, so thank you very much for your super chat. It says, hey, for DC Cross Redacted, what intentions, ingredients, concepts, and factors, including things for characters/series like morals, personalities, drives, powers, strengths, skills, primes, capabilities, worldviews, shaped that event? What were all the ideas going in?
Well, the idea going in was, hey, Ian, these 2 companies are doing a crossover. These are the characters. Here are the crossover elements. Go. And for my part, I wanted to have something accessible to fans of either series who don't necessarily know the other, and to have fun with it.
Right. And you largely stuck with the more popular, known versions of the characters on the DC side, like
I asked specifically,
for the most part, yeah.
Which versions are we using? Do I need to like use a particular continuity? And like, these are the evergreen versions. These are the kinds you find on like this is my wording, the kinds you find on like lunch boxes and t-shirts and posters at your local Walmart. It's not like this one version of Superman or anyone. It's This is Superman, quotation marks, parentheses, general concept. The one that the person who has never read a comic book in their life will go, oh, that's Superman.
Right. Kind of just like, the general incarnations that we all know and love, or as in pop culture terms, I suppose. Kind of makes sense. That makes sense.
There is no like specific continuity or version of them within the official DC stuff that you can say, yes, it's that one, because it's kind of it's Superman.
Yeah. Alrighty. Dual Masters Hideout asks, how do you outline your stories? Do you do a long paragraph or bullet point story beats, note cards, or something else?
Usually it is when I'm preparing a project for another client. We do the springboard first, which is a paragraph or two that just goes over the synopsis of the project. What are the major characters? What are the major themes? What is the story within 4 sentences? Where do we start? Where do we end? What do we accomplish? And once that gets approved, we move on to the breakdowns, and that is a page-by-page synopsis, which you try to keep to a sentence per page so that you are focused on what you're trying to accomplish with each page. And if you need to shuffle things around, you're moving sentences and not paragraphs. When I'm working on something for me, I am much more loose with the way I kind of put it together because I don't have the patience to wait on myself. So I use a lot of shorthand, and I'm not as beholden to the presentation. I'm not selling this to anybody. I know what I want. So I just throw it on the page. But I still try to keep that, page 1, page 2, page 3, this happens, this happens, this happens. And if I need to cut or shuffle things around, it's easier to see and digest all that in brief.
Alrighty. Well, that's our last super chat for now, but we are still taking them. So if you guys have any burning questions and want to throw money at us, it'd be much appreciated. You can continue doing so. Right now, we're switching over back to some standard questions. Chocolate Watermelon 28 is here. Due to its influence on Mega Man, have you ever read or seen anything Astro Boy related?
A little bit here and there, but like nothing in depth. I do remember trying to watch the CGI movie from a few years ago and could not get into it.
Mm-hmm. I have not seen that. I haven't really tried anything Astro Boy related myself. Probably should, though.
At some point, sure. But
yeah,
my God, how much media of Astro Boy is out there by now?
Yeah. Charming Magician asks, Shantae in the DC universe, how does it go?
Delightfully.
Adorably,
obviously.
Yes. I mean, she's adorable, so pretty much everywhere she goes, she makes everything adorable. Makes sense.
I mean, she's going to make friends with all the Justice League, and Risky Boots is just getting so tired of these idiots in the Legion of Doom, she can't stand it.
Yeah. She's like, these guys are so stupid. I'm just done.
She came here thinking, oh, she's going to rob this entire world blind, and no, these guys are inept. Fine, she's just going to, rob them.
Yeah.
And as the League queues up to save the day, she's already sailing off with the magic boat back through the dimensional gate going, hop on, Shantae, I'm already done here. Oh. Okay, bye, guys. I'll be back later. Does little dance and la-di-da. Like, half of it is just her doing slice of life, fun, cute stuff with the League, and the other half is Risky Boots tearing her out over the Legion of Doom.
I kind of love the relationship that Risky and Shantae have in terms of being like frenemies. I'm okay with that. Wildcard Photography asks, Kyle and Ian, what do you think the most comic book... What do you think is the most hated comic book arc in comic book history, and how would you fix it? There's a lot of them.
goodness.
Spider-Man One More Day, Spider-Man Clone Saga. Most of them are Spider-Man arcs, it seems like, I think.
You probably just say Cerberus after a certain point. I feel like this is a slightly loaded question as well, because there's going to be a fan of everything somewhere, but also there's going to be detractors of everything.
I was going to say Clone Wars. I'm getting called out in the chat, yes. Rye is calling me out. I was going to say Clone Wars, but Clone Wars is something else entirely.
Clone Wars is a majestic beast that needs to be admired from afar.
But yes, that's not a comic book arc, though.
Which Clone Wars are we talking about?
I don't know. I was talking about Star Wars Clone Wars.
No, sorry. I was getting confused with the Spider-Man Clone Saga.
Clone Saga is what I said, but I almost said Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. And I still don't know like what's going on in Spider-Man exactly, but there's a character named Paul in there that has died recently, and people are like ecstatic about that. Or he didn't die, he went away. I don't think he died. Did he die? If he died, that doesn't necessarily mean he's not coming back. So, but you know, at least he's like
the discourse
gone.
Around Paul is so toxic. I don't want to know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on there either. It's very tiring. Most of the time I hear about Spider-Man, it's usually people hating what's going on with Spider-Man, and it's like, you know, you don't have to read it.
And backing up to the crux of the question, it is very tempting to say, oh yes, this is how I would fix it. And I have thought along those lines with a number of things that I was dissatisfied with. You know, how would I do it differently? But after 20 years of being in this business, it's not that easy. There are innumerable factors beyond the writer's control that really impact how any story, comic, animation, game, whatever is done.
Yeah.
So, you know, 20 years ago, I was very much of the opinion, oh yes, when I get into this position, this is how I'm going to make everything better. 20 years later, it's like, that is such a pretentious, blind, ignorant thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to pass the buck. You know, the writer's job is to, at the end of the day, still produce something good. And maybe the writers of these various things that you dislike did do something wrong. Maybe it was a bad idea. Maybe it was a bad execution. I can't, you know, say blanket statement that. But I'm very slow to condemn outright because I know there are so many extenuating factors that come into play. So,
right.
I know how I could offer suggestions on how I think the core idea could be salvaged or maybe reworked, but that's all hindsight and assuming I have like full executive control over that direction, which I would not have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The chat is saying you do realize you'll make Spider-Man fans saying that, right? And see, here's the thing. You literally can't not make Spider-Man fans mad. Just bringing up Spider-Man is enough to make Spider-Man fans mad. So I think we've already done that. Sorry, Spider-Man fans. I feel for you. I do. I'm really sorry that your guy is getting put through the ringer, but I mean, that's kind of his thing. Like Peter. There's a reason why it's called Parker Luck.
There's a difference between having bad fortune and being made a whipping boy.
True.
You know, Peter can be unlucky or down on his luck or, you know, struggling with the day-to-day life while also being a hero. And then there's let's put him through hell because that's dramatic.
Yeah.
And the latter only gets you so far.
Yeah, I can definitely see it getting very exhausting. Yeah.
Like the charm of Peter is that he's a good guy trying his best and you can't do everything.
Yeah.
Peter just getting beat up and crapped on left, right, and center is just sadism.
Peter just has bad luck on a cosmic scale. Like,
Yeah, well, he's also had the power cosmic, so fix it.
True. That's true. All right, we got one from our good friend Strawberry. What's the spiciest food you can handle?
Ketchup.
Jen says ketchup. I think that's for her, not for you, Ian. But I think ketchup is about right for
close.
you too.
It's
yeah,
close.
Yeah.
Like, the best I can do is like take out Chinese Szechuan, which is already like more sweet than anything else.
Yes.
I have managed to build up enough of a tolerance where I do miss if it doesn't have a little bit of bite. There was one time though, we ordered from this place. I can't even remember the name of it now. I'd give it a shout out. And there wasn't anything on the menu that I particularly was interested in except for the pakoras. And pakoras are a kind of special, particular flour covered fried food. It can be potatoes, it can be meats, it can be anything. It's just it's a fried, it's something wrapped in dough and fried, and it's usually really tasty. These came in looking like either like charcoal briquettes or very well done burgers. These were not the pakoras I was used to. And each bite brought tears to my eyes. Like, I could literally feel the layer of skin burning off my mouth and gums. And they were delicious.
Yeah.
Like, I was panting. I could feel the heat on my hand as if a dragon were trying to kill a hobbit. It was excruciatingly painful. I've never eaten anything that hurt me, that fought back like that. And I kind of want to do it again because they were good.
Yeah. I like
like
oh, go ahead.
It's kind of like grabbing the business end of a taser and going, "Ow!" Let's do that every time.
Can we get that on video and put it on the BumbleKast channel?
Sure. If we reach a certain donation threshold of whatever, I will film myself eating these pakoras if I can find them again and becoming vomitously ill with just how hot and terrible it is, and enjoy it too because
they were good.
It's good.
Yeah. Spicy food's good sometimes.
There were some amazing flavors amid the flames.
Yeah. I like Hatch green chilies. Those are tasty. They're spicy, but they're tasty. Jalapenos are good too, but they're quite spicy. But you know, sometimes food that bites back's a little fun. You know, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
For those of you,
but I don't like to go too.
South,
I don't like to go too crazy.
You in the southern states where you have access to Bojangles, that Cajun chicken, that used to be my threshold. That was the highest I could go.
Really? That's it?
Oh, and I'd suffer for it.
Yeah. Like a Cajun guy, the Cajun fries from Five Guys. It's like, all right, they're a little warm, but they're not like, you know, they're not that burning. It's like, what are you talking about? They're fine. They're not terrible. Oh, well. Now I'm hungry. Oh well. Brody G asks, how would a Mega Man Generations play out? Classic, X, ZX, Legends, Battle Network, and Star Force.
Goodness. It would be a very big undertaking.
I'm wondering because like you don't just have like two versions of Rock that you can necessarily use and focus on.
No. And if we're going like, if we're the actual mindset behind Generations, I think it'd be more appropriate just to have Rock and X because
although Zero from the Zero series too, and then you got to have Battle Network because
but
you gotta have Mega Man.exe because to represent him, so that's 4 at least.
But I'm like talking in terms of like representation and progression of character. Like Rock is the progenitor to X. There is a
Right.
clear line there, and you can definitely have some interesting interactions between X and copy X, but it's not the same level of progression. There's not that same degree of disconnect. You would have an
Yeah.
interesting meeting between, Zero of the X series and Zero of
Zero.
the Zero series. There's that
Yes.
progression there.
Yes. I think that
But
meeting would be more interesting than X and copy X, honestly. But
yeah, but then you move on, like the medals out of the ZX series, they're not enough of a character, and the protagonists from those games have no real connection to the Mega Men before.
sure.
There is no lineage to celebrate or explore there, and then Battle Network and Star Force are wholly different entities.
I feel like Battle Network and Star Force would be better served with their own game
Yeah. Absolutely.
in this sort of situation. Like put them together.
And I guess we kind of dabbled with the concept with Mega Man X Dive, and
Yeah.
what was the one with what's his name? Nero?
Shoot.
The one with the feathers with a fluffy look.
I thought that
Dang,
was
what was
that's
that?
not Dive?
No. Dive came after.
Is this a mobile
But
game?
that wasn't like, it was a mobile game and it looked horrendous.
I think it was shoot. It had like Arcade Man or whatever. Crossover, Xover.
There we go.
That's the one. Yeah. It looked terrible, but it had great music. because because of one person in particular who really went way too far making the music really good for a freaking crappy Mega Man mobile crossover game. But anyway, regardless.
And like, I feel like those are kind of cheating because it's not like the characters, it's copies of them to some degree.
Right.
But given that they're all synthetic beings, that's the easiest way to bring them in and have fun interactions. They're still in character, they're still acting as they should. So I don't know. That's my ultimate answer. I don't know what the best way would be to go about it because I got real hung up on that particular comparison and went down the pedantic rabbit hole.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be fun though. I would like to at least do like Classic and X.
Mm-hmm.
Do kind of like a generation style crossover with that. I would be very happy to play something like that. That would be very fun. But who knows? Who knows? They have to start like making Mega Man games again first, which I'm looking at my watch and I'm not wearing one. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. Mr. Runodan asks, for Archie Mega Man 9, how would you have approached Wily earning the public's favor despite his actions in 3, and how would have Light reacted to this? Would he still have wanted his reform?
Shoot. Which one was 9? Was that
9 is
Robo-Enza?
9 is 10 is Robo-Enza.
Okay.
9 is when
9
when certain robot masters being decommissioned, retired. Splash Woman was being retired, and Tornado Man, and
right. But
those guys.
Wily coming back in public favor? I don't remember that.
I don't remember him coming back in public favor in that one, was it? That's definitely happened before.
Sure.
9 was the one where the robots would prefer not to die. I think that makes sense. Jeez, it's been so long, I'm trying to remember.
Because if it's a matter of why would they go to Wily, well, desperate times lead to desperate robot masters.
True. It's a good point.
They're like, hey, we know you've got a history of modifying Light models. Can you jailbreak us so we don't shut down?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure. Come on in. Flash One's like, I think I heard a story about this guy who let a Fae into his apartment and it wound up turning him into a rabbit. I don't think we should trust Wily. Do you want to get decommissioned? No. Want to go on another adventure with Shovel Knight? All right, fine.
As she should, dang it. Sorry, I don't quite remember that. But, like, just say in general, how would you have approached the public earning Wily's favor? And I mean, swaying the public is not too difficult. We've seen it happen in real life.
I mean, he was going to have been in control of the X Foundation or X Syndicate. There we go. X Syndicate.
Yes.
So with all those resources at hand, all right, he's going to try just spending a good PR. PR man, promo man.
Man.
He throws enough money and bad media out there that he manages to make people forget or go, oh well, it was just a phase. Silly old man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure though. I'd have to go back and really do my research again.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe that's something you can explore at some point.
That would be lovely.
Fingers crossed. Emerald Fusion asks, how would you handle writing a series of short stories about Crown City News? If you don't know, that's the central and possible only news source in the world of Mario Kart World.
Oh, that would be fun. Because being a news source, you have the opportunity for a number of vignettes. They go all over the place, so you can go to a variety of fun settings.
Yeah.
The Mario world is full of so many kooky, crazy characters that aren't necessarily always on guard, that you can do little fun stories about any of the enemies or incidental characters or toads or whatever. And then, for the anniversary issue or whatever, they've got live coverage of the latest tennis match between Mario and Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. I think it would be a very easy premise to get into.
Yeah, I could definitely see that working. All right, let's jump back over into some super chats. We've gotten a couple more, so we'll get those going here. Starting with this one from Hero Squad. Which is better, waffles, pancakes, or French toast?
I prefer waffles.
This one's hard. This might be the hardest question we've ever gotten, Ian, for me. I like all three. I'd say waffle, maybe the third on the list, though, for me. Pancakes or French toast? That one's hard. Hero Squad, why'd you make this question so hard? It's not allowed.
It's French toast. You're both wrong.
I mean, granted, with the egg, it is more nutritionally beneficial,
I suppose.
But for me, I prefer the crispy texture of the waffle. If it's one of those big, soft, fluffy waffles, not a fan. Same problem with pancakes and French toast is they just become mush.
Kind of like that, though, to be honest.
It can be mush.
French toast. Yeah. I'll go French toast, even though I usually get pancakes. I don't know why. I'm just weird. Just weird. Oh, well. All right. Google Me E asks, Risky Boots and Captain Syrup, how does it go? We've done this. This even made a thumbnail recently.
We did?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Risky Boots and Captain Syrup. Yeah. Risky Boots versus Captain Syrup. Pirate Queen versus Pirate Queen. How would it go? Amazingly, I think is what we came up with.
Goodness, I'm just going to have to check the Q&A master list over at BumbleKast.com. Why, that's one entire spreadsheet that lists all the questions that have been answered on this show with links to the episodes themselves. It's such a convenient way of reviewing the questions that we've answered. I'm so sorry that I haven't already done so.
There you go. There you go. Pedanticat asks, I know you aren't super familiar with Mega Man Star Force, but what do you think of it as a reinvention of Mega Man plus its concepts?
I don't know what it did different.
I'm not 100% sure myself. It is a continuation of Battle Network, I believe, right? Does it just continues that story, or does it
I thought it was
actually
something else.
move on to its own thing?
Like, I think it inherited some of the mechanics, but it moved the grid-based battle from side view to over the shoulder for
Is
the
it
kind
like
of 3D effect.
Is it like is it like the jump from classic to X? Like, is it the future, the far-flung future of Battle Network?
I don't know.
It's a sequel hundreds of years in the future, apparently.
Okay, well,
Okay, it's basically Kamen Rider now with aliens. Okay, interesting.
huh?
Huh.
yeah,
honestly, I don't know much about Star Force myself, so
Yeah, I would love to riff on it, but I know nothing about it.
yeah. They're connected, but you don't need to play Battle Network for Star Force. So it's like
Which is fine.
it's like every other Mega Man sub franchise. Like that they're connected, but you don't need to play. You don't need to play them. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yes, I appreciate that. Maybe eventually we'll delve more into Star Force. So my thing is that I'm just not like, I don't play many RPGs, especially tactical RPGs. Like, I'm just not super into them. So I never got into. I never got into the Battle Network side series so much.
I never got into Star Force because I didn't find the art direction appealing. Like, Battle Network was different, but I liked what they were doing with it.
Battle Network's designs are freaking cool as heck, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Force, what little I have seen, what little comes to mind, wasn't a fan of it, but
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah, like
That's not really a judgment on the series. That's just me saying, eh.
Yeah, like Base.exe, he's freaking cool as heck.
Oh my god, dude. And the gospel canon, or whatever it's called. Ooh.
Yes. Yes. It's cool as hell. Forte and gospel, or, bass and treble. I don't know. Forte and gospel sounds cooler, though.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does. Oh, well. Back to some standard questions for a bit. Some dude asks, hey, Kyle, is there a video game soundtrack that is R&B inspired that you know? It's a good question. I'm trying to think, like, I can think of maybe some songs that kind of are, like, I don't know, with the end credits theme from Castlevania Symphony of the Night count? Maybe. I'm not sure on that. That's maybe more 80s pop. Not city pop, but Western pop. Otherwise, I can't think of any. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Wow, this is actually a really interesting one. I'd have to talk to some of my VGM friends if they might have any ideas. It's a very interesting question, though. Joshua J asks, which Drogoon characters had happily pushed the Goku button to DBZA Vegeta?
Okay. Sorry. It took me a second. It's like, I know what you're asking, but I need to decode that.
Okay. What does it mean?
The Goku, but okay. So, referencing Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Okay.
And Vegeta usually hard to get a rise out of by a certain point in the story. Until you mention his inferiority to Goku, which is pushing the Goku button.
Oh, okay.
And then he flies off the handle.
All right.
What was the first half? Because I know it involved Drogoon.
Which Drogoon character would happily push the Goku button? Wind.
Wind.
I was gonna say, Wind. Yes. Literally, I think wind and mostly wind.
Wind, yes.
Wind-
Foreign is trying to like dive tackle and make her not push the Goku button.
Yes.
And Jobun is like, she's gonna do it eventually.
The thing is that if there's a button to push, wind will push it. That is
And Lissy is actively looking for a real button.
Yes. It's like, where's this button you're talking about?
She wants to push it. Is it shiny? Is it a big button? She wants to push a button.
No, Wind is pushing that button as much as she can. Like, there's no, once she finds out it's a thing, there's no holding her back.
Clash of the short stacks.
True. Red Rebel asks, if you were given the chance between finishing your Mega Man comic or getting to write an X series on the condition that it isn't connected to Archie's continuity, which would you choose? This is evil.
I guess I can't use any of the like scene setting backstory stuff that we did do in Archie Mega Man X. Insert the meme of the dude mopping his brow, finger hovering over the buttons.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna say finish the Mega Man Classic run.
I know. Oh, geez. As much as
All
I
that
would
setup
love,
we did to get to 4,
Yeah.
I want to see that done.
yeah.
Oh, but you're a cruel individual.
As much as I'm a stand for the X series, I think I would rather you finish Classic or go back to Classic. It's tough, though. Oh, it's tough. All right, Diego B has a question for me. If you're sent to world of Ark, the video game, which type of dinosaur would you like to domesticate? The Ark, is that Survival Evolved, I think is the tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are in that game. I'm not sure. Like, I guess I'm guessing they like put most of them in there.
I don't know the full roster. It's been a long time since I looked into anything with Ark, but the promotional art shows you riding around on some kind of dromaeosaur. So
Yeah. Do I want to ride around on a dinosaur? Or do I just want like a giant one to go around and eat my enemies?
why not both?
like riding around on a giant dinosaur can be a little tough. But, you know, it is a video game, so whatever. Physics, who cares? Huh. This is a tough one because, like, there's certain ones where it's like, it seems like you think of it to be easy mode. Like, you know, I could say T-Rex, obviously. That's like the easy one. Or, you know, Velociraptor. That's like also the easy one, but it's like, those are too easy.
Well, you're not going to be riding around on a Velociraptor, I'll tell you that.
No, that's true, huh? Yeah, they are. I don't know. What?
You need at least like a Deinonychus, maybe a Utah Raptor.
Yeah, that's true. My dinosaur knowledge is like tough. This is not super in deep. I'm not like Ian over here who knows who knows dinosaurs back to front. I'll have to think about that. Maybe ask that one to me again at some point. When I have more time to look into it out of a live show, but let's just say something like a Utah Raptor or something like that. Those are pretty cool. Shonen Boys asks, the theme of a robot having a soul / being human has always been a great theme to me, and I really loved how you tackled it in Archie Mega Man. But besides Rock and X, which characters in the series embody this?
Blues, obviously.
Yeah.
We tackled it in a different direction with Quake Woman.
Quake Woman, yeah.
Roll does as well, but I feel like hers is way more understated.
Mhm.
But she's also not a principal protagonist in the series. She's more of a supporting character. Zero in his own way, very different from X's approach. And I guess Sigma's obsession with X and his endless potential is another way to look at a robot with a soul trying to validate himself. And Base, although I don't know how deeply it's truly investigated in the games, it would be fun to spin on it.
Yeah. Zero, I would say as well.
Yeah.
But I think a lot more Reploids are more likely to have a
lot of the Reploids is
being more human, but a lot of them are mass produced though too still.
Yeah, the impression I got is that the Reploids don't really get too existential for the most part.
True.
And Zero is pretty laid back, but he is more aware of things than most others are. But then again, he's also kind of on par with X. He's not your standard issue Reploid.
Yeah. All right, next question is from Marshall H. Previously, IDW's done In Hell minis for previous characters they had written, like Shredder and Godzilla. Which Mega Man characters would be most interesting to throw into a personal hell? Wily.
Yeah. I was going to say that, and like, no, don't do the obvious one. But
it is the obvious
Wily.
one, but Wily is really the most interesting one I can think of.
Because if anybody's going to take that terrible situation and find a way to jury rig it into his own ascent, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
And he's not going to learn a damn thing from it.
No. No, he's not.
And he wound up in hell purely by mistake, obviously. And he's going to make sure it gets corrected. So he's going to cobble together some kind of demonic bone mecha thingy and crawl his way back, at least into purgatory.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Wily. Obvious as it is.
And he wakes up in the hospital going, hey, what happened? And the whole Light family's gathered around going, well, we were going to beat you up, but we found you on the floor. Dr. Light gave you CPR. He saved your life. Damn you, Thomas. I was about to storm the gates of heaven. And they're all just staring at him. What?
Storm the gates of heaven. Yeah. He would do that, wouldn't he?
Trying to pull the ivy out of his arm. Dante, man, I need you.
Wow. Oh, man. He would totally do that. Yeah, he wouldn't learn a thing. Jordan A asks, hi, Ian. Since we're both Rystar fans, how do you think Rystar would react or feel about these alien races? Xenomorphs, Kryptonians, Saiyans, and Yautja? Y-A-U-T-J-A? Not familiar with those.
I'm pretty sure those are the Predators.
Are they? Okay. Let's see.
I think so.
Let me double check.
I have to see it in front of me.
Let me double check for you. Yes, it is the Predators. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Kryptonians kind of depends on what version of Kryptonians you're going with, whether it's the idyllic society or a bunch of jerks, but he'd get along swimmingly with Superman.
Uh-huh.
Saiyans, kind of scary, but he's not going to sit around and let them conquer planets. So he's going to grab them with his stretchy arms and bop them in the face, and they are surprised just how powerful that little star can be. And the Predators, or Yuntja, or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
They don't pay him any mind at first, because why would they? Until he has to run interference for somebody and saves their life, and does the stretchy arm face bonk thing and like one shots one of the premier hunters, and then they're going, ooh.
Oh.
They're salivating at the thought of what his skull looks like. And then again, very scary, not having a good time, but he's like wiping them out.
Yeah.
He's going to be invited onto the ship, and he doesn't get one trophy. He gets to take all the trophies home. They just want him to leave them alone. We are so sorry for coming to your galaxy. Not star system, galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Rystar just was like, has no problem. The Predators, none at all. Xenomorphs, though. Did you talk about xenomorphs?
I did not. I think you cut out as you said that.
Xenomorphs were the first ones on this list.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Xenomorphs feel like they would be. I don't know.
I mean, we know Rystar is weak to fire and spikes, and their blood is acid, which burns, and they are covered in spikes.
Uh-huh.
But if he can grab a hold of that big old Freudian noggin and do the stretchy arm face bonk thing, he might be able to just knock him out an airlock. He might be okay.
Might be able to.
A lot of it might be him, doing the ricochet down the hallway as fast as he can, screaming in terror as it chases. But if he can get a solid hit in, he might be okay.
Maybe.
Or he just opens the airlock and they both go flying out, but he can stretch your arm back in.
True. Yeah.
And he can breathe in space. Can Xenomorph survive in space?
I don't remember. I don't know, actually.
Like, I know you can toss him out in there, but does that do anything except for just, like, immobilize them?
Annoy them for a while until they manage to float back
kind of kicking around in circles.
I could see that. Okay, we got some more super chats in here, so let's go ahead and do those real quick. Here's one from Switchel. You're both arrested by the time travel police, and you're sentenced to living in China in the year 974. You get 1 5-minute phone call to someone from present day. Who do you call and why? Sentenced to living in China in the year 974. 970. What was going on in China in 974? I'm guessing it can't be anything good.
I don't know, but the cell phone reception has to be from the time police, because otherwise,
we
don't get a signal.
You get one phone call. I'm guessing it's through the time police, before they sentence you to your imprisonment.
I don't know. We've established Rystar can make wishes come true and save everybody. I'm calling him. He can stretch your arm, face bonk his way through anything.
Let's see what's going on in China in 974. Is that the Battle of Danevirk? What's going on there? I don't know. Is this just a random number they chose, or is there actually something that went on in 974? Because I can't find it. Oh well, I was looking. Who would I call? I don't know. Ghostbusters. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, and wildcard photography. This is another question for me. Kyle, Arizona State versus NAU soon. Who you got? Well, I don't know much about either team, but I've heard that NAU has really sucked this year, so I'll go with AZ State. For the people who don't know, Arizona State is ASU, Arizona State University, and NAU is Northern Arizona University. And apparently the big football game between the two of them is happening soon. I guess is it the playoffs already? I don't know. And
You are asking the wrong
I
guy.
don't know. Either way, I know things are happening. So, and apparently ASU is like one of the best going in, and NAU is like one of the worst. So it's probably going to be ASU. I could be wrong though. Who knows? Some crazy underdog things have happened before. I don't know. I'm just kind of basing this mostly on random headlines I've seen more than anything. I've not done a deep dive, but we'll say ASU. That cartoonist guy asks, you each find one morning that your most used car has come to life, Herbie the Love Bug style. What happens next? What would you name your new vehicular friend?
Well, I already drive the Bumble car.
Yes.
I'm tempted to just, name it something Bumble beginning with a K. But the car is sentient now, so I really should ask their opinion on what they want to be called.
Yeah, what does the car want to be called? I don't want to call the car something unless they want me to come up with something, but
I'm going to have to wash it a whole lot more. What a bother.
Well, I mean, if it's sentient, it can drive itself, so it can go do its own car wash.
I don't think it's going to be able to operate the keypad to buy the wash, though.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it can interface with computers, like Transformers style. Like, I think that's what they do, right? They can operate technology without actually having to interact with it. Maybe it's like that.
At the very least, though,
although
could really have my back on like a long drive, or if we go out somewhere and we're coming back super late, it's like, buddy, I am probably too tired to drive safely. You got this one? Thanks, bud. Get you the premium unleaded when we get back.
Yes. Where I am, they still have people at the kiosks when you pull up to the car wash stations. So maybe if there's a person there, they can, they can operate it for them. Yeah, it depends. It depends, but yeah, usually they have someone there. If they're not out there, they'll come out because they got to try and upsell you on your car wash. They got to get you to buy the membership or the super wash, stuff like that.
Here they just have screens that offer it.
Well, we have those too, but they still also have people that will come out and try and upsell you too, because apparently that works. Either way. Equilibrium asks, how would you do a story about martial arts? How would you do a story about martial arts? That's my contribution, Ian. That's not what it said, but don't take that the wrong way.
Let's see. How grounded are these martial arts? Are we talking like real world slice of life, or are we going to get a little crazy with it?
I don't know. You decide. It's your story.
Either way, martial arts are meant to be a form of discipline, of coordinating mind, body, and soul.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally of finding a better version of you, whether it's just general health or finding a kind of balance to who you are, while also improving your physicality. And there's always those who take the wrong lesson from it and just seek out power, whether that be something mundane like Cobra Kai or something world-shattering like Dragon Ball. But we don't necessarily have to have a confrontation in this. Maybe it's just someone who's had a rocky life and they're trying to get better. They want to make the change. They want to live a better life for themselves. And they hear that martial arts is the way to do it. And they're like, well, fine, I'll try anything at this point. And they get a good sensei, one who is patient and understanding, but won't tolerate their crap and keeps them on target. And it hurts and it sucks because physical activity does that to you.
Mm-hmm.
But they start feeling the rewards. They start feeling the confidence. They find their center and they make that turnaround. And, maybe one of their old problems arises, be it a personal temptation or a bad influence in their life, and it's real close to them relapsing, but no, they've trained enough, they've reached a point where they're able to stand their ground. And maybe it isn't easy for them. Maybe they're left kind of shaken and nauseous afterwards because, oh my God, that was so scary, or oh, it was hard to do. But they got through it. And once they get over that initial being upset, they realize what they've accomplished and they are proud of themselves and they commit to it even further. And they excel and they have their best life. And the end. Happy ending.
Alrighty. Question from Gindra. If you could make your own Xenoblade 2 blade person, what elements would you design them after and how?
I don't know anything about Xenoblade.
Not really. Aside from...
I played... What was the one on the Wii U that just got remastered? Was that Xenoblade Chronicles?
That would be Xenoblade Chronicles X, I believe.
Yes.
The one with giant mechs?
I played
Yeah.
that for a little bit. Did not get very far. And that is my entire experience with Xenoblade.
My experience with Xenoblade is Smash Brothers 4 and Ultimate. Sorry. We're terrible people. Mike M asks, how do you go about making comics with no dialogue?
You need to be aware that your story is going to be told entirely through the visuals, so you need to keep it fairly simple. You need it so that the art of the panel is conveying all the information you need to understand what's going on. Maybe there is a deeper subtext that you can read into, but to be successful, it has to be simple enough. And either you as the artist or the artist that you work with has to be exceptional in their storytelling ability. Because it's not just about drawing things on model or making it make sense in the panel. The way the page is going to be constructed is going to inform how the story is read. The panel sizes, their placement, how the action in each individual panel leads the eye into the next. It can be done, but it will be trickier, especially if you want to tell something more than a very simple kind of lighthearted story. If you're trying to tell something a little more dramatic, it's going to be much harder to convey the complexities of it. So it's a fun challenge. I've wanted to do something like that for a bit. Just haven't found the right project or opportunity to do so. But it will be more challenging because comics are a concert of the written word and visual storytelling. So removing one of those components is going to make things more challenging overall.
Mm-hmm. Question from Hobo Joe. Since Shinobi just dropped and reviews are great, are there any other Sega games you'd like to see come back in a big way? We know Jet Set Radio and Golden Axe are on the way, but what would you like? I believe Crazy Taxi is also on the way.
Of Arcadia, I want to write the sequel or spin-off or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of what haven't they done in a while?
A classic styled Fantasy Star would be neat.
Yes. Yeah, I
Not Fantasy
think
Star Online, but
no.
actual Fantasy Star 5.
Yes. Yeah, that would be cool. Reviving Virtua Racing would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sweet. I'd like to see a new Virtua Racing, just make it like a mashup of Sega arcade racing classics. Just do something like, Virtua Racing, but also include elements from other Sega arcade racers as well. That would be like really nice to see as like a best of sort of thing going on there. I would like that very much, personally.
I would like to see a Rise Star 2. I've got
Yeah.
the pitch deck ready to go. Sega, give me a call.
Yeah, more Rise Star would be fun. Like, more than just him appearing in random crossovers.
And a Vector Man might be neat. Something that's a little more geared towards the speed running, I think, would be appropriate for the title. Like, maybe you have the exploration and the running and gunning, but it's geared more towards learning the map and the best route and blazing through it for the best performance.
I know there's fans of shoot. What's that Sega GameCube game that I can't remember the name of right now? Billy Hatcher. There were Billy Hatcher fans. There are plenty of Billy Hatcher fans out there. I know they would love to see another game in that series. So yeah, it would be nice to see. That'd be nice to see too. All right, Quaggle Gaggle has this one. I'd imagine this is a pipe dream. But Ian, since joining Sega, has the topic of Skies of Arcadia come up in any way? I'm very curious if you prefer a comic or game or, God, pachinko.
To be clear, I am not part of the company. I am a freelancer, a contract worker. I
Right.
work out of the home office. It's, per gig pretty much. I just get fairly regular work. No, sadly. Not that I would be able to talk about it if I did.
Yeah. But
it has not been within the purview of my assignments.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yet. Who knows, though?
I mean, first opportunity I get, say, Ian, have you ever heard of Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to sing the entire soundtrack for you right now? I'll do it.
Well then, don't do it right now. We're coming up toward the end of the show here.
Yeah. Big question. I know.
Yep. Oh, we can't do this question. We can't do this one. This one is Hardcore Kalilu fan. Kalu fan? I'm not sorry. I don't know.
Kylo, I think.
Kylu. Okay. Caillou.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hardcore Caillou fan 2007 asks, "What's your favorite Smurf?" The one that got smurfed out of existence.
It's been a long time since I watched.
I don't know.
But I feel like I loved it to hate Brainy Smurf.
Why? Because he was annoying and pretentious and obnoxious?
Yeah, but at least he kind of instigated stuff. And he always got his comeuppance. Like, he was a pill, but he always got smacked down for it. So it's like, okay, he's going to do this stupid, obnoxious thing. And here comes the repercussions. Cathartic.
Yeah.
And really, when you get down to it, you can't fault him. He was loyal to Papa Smurf. He was trying to uphold the order established by the patriarch. When has that ever gone wrong?
Jinx Productions asks, "It's Jurassic Park, but you and Kyle are the specialists brought to the park." Okay, that's weird. "When you arrive, you see that instead of frog DNA, they've used rabbit DNA. Giant dinos with rabbit features. What now?" See what you've done, Ian?
In my report, I'm very sad to say that it's clear that all of these animals are not safe for the public or for themselves and need to be euthanized. From the air, with fire, chainsaw, I don't care. Get rid of them.
Euthanized with a chainsaw from the air? What do? Tie a chainsaw to a rope?
Just drop all the chainsaws. I don't care. Bomb the island. Sink the island. Pave it over.
Oh no. Yeah, probably though.
We've clocked the Rab Rex at 35 miles per hour. You made a Rab Rex? Yes.
Why?
Why?
Why did you do this?
Got the banners floating down in the middle of the room
You
when rabbits rule the earth.
You asked.
Raptor rabbits are coming through the kitchen, and instead of clacking their toes, they're playing castanets, kind of dancing while they're looking for the kids.
You thought you thought to ask if you could, but you never once thought to ask if you should.
Rayman has his clearly hated cameo as Mr. DNA.
I mean, I'm kind of okay though with your version of rabbits being Hamsar. All right, we've got 4 questions left and then 1 super chat. Ian, you want to just crank through them? We're at the 2 hour. We're at the 2 hour mark. We go a little long for these guys. Let's do it. Fear the Scarecrow asks, I recently played through every Batman Arkham game for the first time, and I realized how brutal Batman can be to criminals. What would you do if Batman tried to beat you up for doing a crime?
Oh, I'd be putty.
I wouldn't have much of a choice.
I don't mean he would beat me into it. I mean he would approach and I would go boneless. That is my only defense mechanism.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kind of burbling there on the floor. Please don't kill me, Kevin Conroy. Oh wait, Batman doesn't kill. Please don't stomp in my guru, Kevin Conroy.
Do we? I was gonna say, do we know he's Bruce Wayne in this scenario? It's like, could we?
No, we just know he's Kevin Conroy.
We just know he's Kevin Conroy. Okay, and of course he's Kevin Conroy because, of course.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna be Batman, you're gonna be Kevin
Conroy. Yes. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. I don't like to be reminded that he's dead, but yeah, unfortunately.
No.
Oh well.
But, you imagine the group of goons around the corner, and the one of them says, "It's the Bat," and like 4 of them square up, and then I am the one booking it across the hall, through the door, out of Gotham. I will swim to Metropolis if I have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I'm out. I'm not gonna sit there and try and fight Batman. What are you freaking crazy? No. Sigil asks, I know things have been rough for you, but then the Dragoon cast tumble into your room and tell you encouraging words. What do each of them say? Oh no, can Wind do that?
Sure. And she rolls right up, slaps me hard on the shoulder and says, "Hey, I think you're cool." I'm like, "Thanks, my shoulder's broken now." Oh, you really are made of putty, aren't you? Yeah.
Good.
And Lucy says, "I think you are nice." And it's like, "Thank you, dear. You're kind of scripted to do that, but thank you."
They're all scripted, Ian.
Joe Boone's like, "Why are we here?" It's like,
good
portal,
question,
dude. It just happens sometimes. Fair enough. I'm going to find my way back to the ship. Thank you. And Ford says, "I'm terribly sorry about this, but I do have one question. Since you are the creator of all of us here and all that we've experienced, why?"
Why? I mean, that's my question too.
You're going to have to be more specific. Why?
Uh-oh.
Any of that necessary?
Uh-oh.
Builds character? And there goes my other shoulder and both knees.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you'll get better at least, right? I hope.
I hope. And then they all kind of go down the sidewalk and get like a sugary drink for Lissy from Tim's.
Good. And then they go home. Question from Cherry Sapphire Cherry. Through companies like Makeship, it's very easy for creators to make merch, so I'm surprised there aren't Drogoon toys to help fund the book. Is it a book before merch thing, or question mark? Where's plush?
I have looked into a variety of things, and ooh, I want all the stuff.
Now, Bumble plush would be
But-
cool too. Just saying, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
Yeah. The Bumble Plush would make more sense because the show has been going this long.
we do have
I
There may
I
not
would
be a
be
huge
fine-
market for it, but there is at least a little bit of a market for it.
Yeah, that I'd be fine with. With Drogoon, I feel like it is egotistical in a way. It's like, here is my brilliant magnum opus that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Here's this book that I keep saying it's going to be great. It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
I need the book out there. I need people to be able to read and actually consume these characters in universe before I try to sell you merch of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the global marketing scheme. I don't want to talk about the multiple languages. I don't want to talk about the Drogoon app that you read Drogoon on. It's not a thing yet.
No.
You've put all the carts in front of the single horse, and that horse is looking really tired already. The book needs to be done first, and then we grow. Now,
Yes.
the news that's coming on Monday is going to sound a little hypocritical because there's a few irons in the fire, but those are all more book and reading stuff to consume. That's something I can do a lot on my end at no particular cost, and it's building out the idea and the franchise. That's different. Merch requires an investment that I can't guarantee a return on because really the audience is probably listening to it right now. And I don't think all of you are going to be buying that merch anyway.
Yeah.
No pressure or anything. So there's nothing to sell yet, you know? So once the book is out, once people are reading it, once word of mouth hopefully gets people interested, and there is an audience outside of you fine, lovely people, then we can start looking into the keychains and the acrylic standees and the plushies and the action figures and the play sets and the plushes and because I want a wall of this useless stuff that's going to go in a landfill when I'm dead. I want all the Drogoon merch.
Yes. Me too. I would love to see it. Apparently Cherry, who asked this question, is a seamstress and has thought about making a Bumble King plush, but has never gotten around to asking permission. What do you think, Ian? You think we can give a blanket?
Yes.
You think we can give blanket permission now
Green
to
light.
do that? Do that? Okay.
Go
if
wild.
you want to do that, please go ahead and do that. That goes for everybody, not just you, Cherry, but you're more than welcome to go ahead and make a Bumble King plush. That would be delightful. All right, our last standard question is from Mitchell H. Have you guys seen the new mega evolutions of Dragonite, Victory Bell, and Halucha? I just looked up
Yes.
Dragonite, and Dragonite looks exactly the same and just has wings growing out of its head, and it's gigantic.
Yeah. I am
That's
not a big fan of the mega evolutions in general. I feel like Dragonite is one example of why they generally miss for me. Because I get what they're trying to do with it. It's trying to make a callback to the elements in Dragonair that are kind of lost when it evolves naturally. But the artwork is wonky. It feels unbalanced. It feels like the elements are just stapled on. There is no sense of cohesion with it. It's not the most egregious. I'm looking at you, Mega Aerodactyl, you mistake. But that was the first one that came out. I'm like, well, par for the course. Mega evolutions are dumb and bad. And then they did Victory Bell, and I actually like that one.
Victory Bell looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Like it's a logical progression of the entity. It is taken to an extreme. It takes what is there, blows it up, but it still makes it recognizable as the critter. And Halucha, same thing. It's already a luchador themed Birdman, and now it gets a cloak and a mask. So it's more luchador-y. That's spot on. It's symmetrical. It adds to the design. It's an accentuation of what's there without getting overly busy or over designed. It's like, hey, maybe they can actually learn from the past and get, oh, right, there's Mega Dragonite.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. Truth be told, we're talking about, me and projects and stuff that I keep overwhelming with, but I've had this tickle in the back of my head for a while to do like a series of Pokemon design reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Take it critter by critter, evolution line and whatnot, and say why they are bad or good. Because I know that's just going to get all the clicks of people being mad about it.
You want to make it a BumbleKast? You want to do a weird BumbleKast special where you do an evolution tier list or something?
Here's the thing, Kyle. There's over 1,000 of these things.
Yeah, well, choose some.
No. If we're going to do this, we're going to do the whole gamut. The amount of visuals and editing that would be necessary, the amount of copy alone would be a massive undertaking. So
I guess, unless you want to just do it off the cuff as a screen capture with
No.
Just doing a tier list. Man, we can do a tier list episode.
I have a vision for this, a structure for it.
Okay.
And there are rants to be had. So
Nova is offering to draw them.
Don't
tempt
me,
us.
Nova.
Don't tempt us.
I don't know. It's something to stick a pin in to think about.
Are we that desperate? Yes. Are we desperate enough to start doing tier list episodes? Probably, eventually.
Look, I'm a plus 40 Gen 1er. I have opinions about Pokemon. I can at least rant about it on the internet and make a dime off it.
People would watch that.
I know. That's what's scary.
I know. People would watch it, though.
Maybe.
All right. We have one
last super chat.
One last super chat to close us out from Diamond Death. How do you approach writing horrendous villains without offending readers? How do you create an offensive villain but not an offensive product? Well, unfortunately, someone at some point is going to be offended by something you do. Even if it's not a horrendous villain, like it's tough to thread that needle.
Yeah. And unfortunately there is a vocal, I want to say minority, but it's a vocal contingent of folks who view any kind of villainy or antagonistic or negative behavior as problematic.
Yes.
And I understand the principle of not wanting to promote such ideas. Escapist literature. Why can't we not just have a happy story where folks get along? I understand that. But that's boring.
It is.
And ignoring that stuff happens doesn't make it go away. At the same time, I don't see the value of having a character do heinous things just for the gratuity of it. I'm sure there's an audience for it. It ain't me. But there's no purpose to it other than to be disquieting. And I don't find that appealing. I don't see the point to that. I don't see the point of, gratuity in any direction, to be honest. But getting back to the real point of your question, I think ultimately you have to do what you think is in best service to the story and the characters, and be prepared that you're going to have folks who don't like it. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. There's going to have to be a shift at some point in the collective consciousness where we all understand not everyone has to like everything.
Yeah.
Not everyone has to be comfortable with everything. That doesn't excuse works of hateful content or truly harmful things or stuff that promotes bad times, to cast a huge net. But you also can't coddle and put the rubber protectors on every single thing.
You can't live in the plastic bubble. I'm sorry.
Right. So it also, we're seeing a lot of this with the discourse over MasterCard and Stripe and PayPal and Steam and
Yeah.
whatnot over the censorship, where some of the stuff that was flagged to be removed was inexcusably awful.
Right.
But the minute you say you cannot do that because it is amoral or dangerous, the bad actors start labeling everything that they disagree with as amoral and dangerous. And it starts hurting people, innocent people. So
It becomes a very
There is
slippery
no-
slope very fast. And I hate to use
And I
that
hate-
term. I hate that, but it's true.
I know.
It's true.
There is no universal answer to it when you get down to it. It's much more time consuming, it's much more strenuous, and it is very much an individual basis, but you have to take it as it comes.
Yeah.
You cannot offer a singular solution.
Yes.
So,
And if someone
For
says
me-
writing a villain is their favorite, if they like writing a villain, it doesn't mean they're a bad person.
right.
And things like that, it's like
Well, not necessarily.
not necessarily,
But,
but it's like not necessarily a bad person if someone likes writing a villain. It's there's a certain catharsis to it, like it's something you
Sure.
can't do or say in real life, but you can through this character, and it's it's freeing in a way, but it doesn't necessarily make someone a bad person because they like to do that.
I feel like we've gotten a little off the center point here.
Sorry,
When writing, no, I dragged us there.
I think we're all there. We're all over there.
When writing a truly villainous, heinous individual, ask yourself, why is this necessary? Why do they need to go that far? Why do they need to do these things?
Mm-hmm.
And if it is justified in what you're trying to accomplish with the story, if that needs to happen, then do it. That is what the story calls for, the way you've constructed it. But ask yourself why. Why have you reached this point? Why is this necessary? And if it's just because this is going to be very shocking, then you reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
If it is, I'm establishing a point that this needs to be a line drawn in the sand that the other characters build and grow and react to, then that's part of the story. And, be prepared for folks to very much not like it. And, that's too bad. They can read something else.
Yes. Although I am being followed up on in the chat, asking, is to hurt my readers deeply a valid answer? There we go. It depends.
Again,
it depends on your
is
readers.
it necessary?
It depends on your readers.
Like, are you trying to elicit an emotional response so that they become more invested in the story and the plight of the characters? Or are you just being mean?
Or are you just mean? Yes. Yes.
And if you're just being mean, well, all right, you do you, but don't expect to retain much of an audience.
It might depend on your readership. Like, what is your... what sort of audience have you ended up cultivating? Are they into that?
I mean, there is an audience for everyone and everything.
Yes.
It may not be what you're aiming for, but you never know.
Yeah, it's true. All right, I think this is a good time to end this
Well,
episode.
before we do, I want to rewind back just a little bit to that Bane and G Gundam, because there was something I wanted to do and I couldn't remember the line. I found the line, but we were moving along and I didn't want to
Okay.
interrupt. All right, so,
Okay, sorry.
take this, my love, my anger, and all of my sorrow.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
hand of mine glows with an awesome power. Thank you for indulging me. I
Hey,
needed to get that out of my system.
Okay. I don't know much about Gundam, but I do know that. So thank you.
And thank you to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for managing the questions and for helping us with some of the actual answers.
Yes.
Thank you to Kazi for managing the social media. Thank you for all your questions, and especially those with your super chats and supporting the show. We greatly appreciate it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody. Keep the Banes out of your giant robots.